Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're lucky enough to be doing it to on Bushka Blitz. And I'm doing it to you today in the big dog. The big dog, the T29. Oh, wow, such fond memories. My first ever 60% win rate tank was the tank that really got the juices flowing and made me very excited. It's been nerfed since those heady days, but not nerfed hard enough to actually make it a non-favourite for me. This is my favourite Tier 6 heavy. There were... Tier 7 heavy, I should say. There were other tanks in the running for the favoured Tier 7 heavy. Not the least of them was the Tiger 1, which I still enjoy. I'm just a big fan of it, but I don't think it is actually the best kind of tank. But for me, the T29 remains an absolute monster. It can side scrape. It is just ridiculously good hull down. It's got a lot of intimidation in terms of a 105mm gun. So it'll hit you for 310 if you're not careful. And look, even its frontal armor, not just its turret, its frontal armor for its tier is more than strong enough to angle up and get bounces. Its mobility is a bit pants, but it's a legitimate big dog. It's a proper heavy. And as always, the whole point of these videos is to kind of give you guys an idea on which tanks I would drive if I was going, or which tanks I would spend my spare parts on. And for me, these are the ones. Now, you're going to understand that these are not always going to be perfect little laboratory-style guarantees. You are not me. I am not you. For some people, they don't like particular tanks that I'm a huge fan of, and other people like tanks that I would, for no earthly reason, ever drive. But that's just the beauty of Blitz. It's a little more nuanced than we actually give it credit for, and for that reason, you are going to be prone to have moments where it just doesn't all work out. More on that later, because there are a few moments coming up which don't quite work out. This is a Patreon-sponsored post. I haven't mentioned Patreon in a few videos lately, but Patreon is basically how I'm able to continue to make videos like this every day of the week and give some people their paper they read over their morning coffee kind of feel, which is nice. It's nice to be your paper over your morning coffee. I really actually do take that quite seriously. Like the fact that some people like to get up and watch a Bushka video while they have a cuppa makes me feel quite proud. And the patrons support me by sponsoring the channel. If you want to help and you want to sponsor the channel, click on the link there and you'll be doing me a world of good. Back to the T29, and I'm 1 on 3 here. I'm probably going to get called a nude or something. I really like to hear that T62. Here we go. VK30OND is going to start giving it to us. I don't know. He could be right. The team might have been useless. I was moving as quick as I could. I went right up the front, did what I had to do in the T29, and was aggressive, but unfortunately, the rest of the team was going the other direction. Now, there's an SU-152 here, there's a Type 62, and there is a T-3485. Uninstall 40% guy. There you go. Not getting told. Righto, buddy, whatever you reckon. How about that ricochet on that Type 62? You think that wasn't a bit full of it? But it's not going to be the only ricochet that's going to be absolute bull in this one. Here we go. Going to get the 62 eventually. We are traversing. Got him. Now, the SU-152 is there. He has derped a shot. Happy days. All to the good for me. I am going to kill this 3485 because my whole thought process is I can get the 3485. The ARL-44 is full of good advice. But my thought process is I can get the ARL-45, push around here and kill the SU-152 as he turns around. And I do hit him. It just doesn't go through. Watch this one again. The only space I could hit him on, basically, and not penetrate him, is that thin red line across the middle. Watch where the shell hits. Oh my good God. Goodbye, Kolobanovsky. What are you doing? I mean, there you go. That's the break. That's Blitz. You can't get much better than that. So next game, we'll load the next game up. And I'm going to run the T29 again. There you go. I thought about it. I really thought about it, but I didn't do it. I was thinking, you're talking trash. You didn't exactly do a whole lot yourself. You're talking trash, but I didn't do it because Mama raised me right. There you go. So what's so good about this tank? Well, firstly, The mantlet and the turret are monstrous. It's got a head like a racing tadpole, as in it's an enormous head. And that means that if you can get it hull down, you can use its gun depression, which also has a heap of, to put shots off while basically not taking damage back. Like, there's going to be the odd shot that'll hit you on the very top hatch, but it's a tough target to hit, especially if you're slightly elevated. It's incredibly strong. And even though it's not superbly mobile, it gets around the traps. 35 kilometers an hour is your speed limit. If you're running all the equipment, which I run, you can get the traverse up to 36 degrees on your tracks. I'm basically running gun rammer because it's got plenty of penetration. It's got 200 millimeters of pen nearly on its AP rounds, which is more than enough for a tier 7 heavy. I mean, that's enough to pen an IS-3 Defender frontally. So you should be okay with the standard ammunition here. I run gun rammer to give me a little bit better damage per minute numbers. I run enhanced gun laying drive so that I can absolutely make my gun handling the best it can be. And again, the same deal with vertical stabilizer. Protected modules, enhanced armors are laid down as there for all the heavies. They should all have it. Toolbox, optics. Now, improved control rather than the improved accelerator, the engine accelerator. Now, again, we've gone the other way and we've pushed, but like not quite hard enough, and they've pushed right out and they're not giving us any shots. This is really crappy. 2 games in a row, I've gone the heavy route and the heavies have gone the medium light route. And our 3 lights stuck there, and I really think they should have just bailed. I can see this T28 is going to be our one hope Obi-Wan. So what I'm going to do is wait for this RU to come around. I've got HE loaded, and we spank him hard with HE, and then push up. And we're basically trying to keep this T28 Proto is live as long as we possibly can, so we can actually, you know, have a chance at winning the game. And to do that, I'm going to have to push up because the IS has got on his side. What I want to do here is push across in front of the IS so that the IS actually can't finish off this T28 Proto. So I'm just worried about behind. I know the IS has just fired. Here we go. Going to push across and put the long body of the T29 right across there. Don't give him the shot on the side of the Proto. And then we're going to side scrape here on this AMX. And you can see we side scrape successfully on the tracks. I mean, it's a long body tank with a lot of track. You can really get this thing angled up and side scrape. It's just really solid with it. You can't keep him alive there. The AMX pushes around the corner. I think he's on a reload after this one. I switch back to AP and unfortunately don't get the right button. So we end up missing a shot there, which may well have led us to a lot better situation. Anyway, beggars can't be choosers. We get another one into his side and we push up. And you can see so far we've been doing a nice dose of alpha. We've been side scraping in it. We've had enough mobility to get there and help that T28 Proto. And we've turned that into giving ourselves a chance, you know. We're still down a tank, which is rough. That T43 looking for him to give me a shot, which he does. The gun handles pretty well, you know. It's you're looking at a pretty solid gun, even though it's not incredibly accurate. .380, 4.8 seconds of aim time with all the gear. You can get it to the point where it works. And they do the right thing here. They both push up the LTTB and the Tiger P. What can you do? You end up with tanks on either side of you and you don't really want to, but you do. And you can see I'm angling there for the Tiger P, just making him miss. The LTTB, I can't angle to both, unfortunately. I go to HE to try and get a lucky roll in between the drive wheels on the track. Yeah, it's not going to happen, but we do our level best. He turns into it anyway. Angling up to the LTTB again. Tiger 1 gets me on the side. Tiger P. But the tank's good. I mean, it's my favourite tier 7 heavy. If I had to pick one tier 7 heavy to go to war with, this is the tier 7 heavy. Unfortunately, we got a mastery, but it was... it was in defeat, so it doesn't make me feel that good about the world. Let's have one more game. I mean, can you believe those 2 games in a row? The first one was just, you got to be kidding me. That shot hit, like it hit, and it hit the most stupid part of the tank's anatomy. It was just an absolute joke. I am with my good mate Rich Liger MP. He's now called Rich Raff. the artist formerly known as Rich Like an MP, otherwise known as Rich Raff. Look for his latest single. It's out everywhere. It's called I'm in Bangkok, and I like it. I'm going to go hull down here and angle up. I've got an IS-2SH, and you're going to see the value of gun depression too, because this IS-2SH is going to push up here. He's going to remount a turret, which basically means he struggles to hit things. He has to angle up over the front of his tank, and that means he's going to push his long nose out in front of him, and the long nose is a weak point in the armor profile. We're 2 tanks down, and we're pretty much penned in. I don't like being in this spot. I really don't. I wanted to kind of get out there, but, you know, wanting to and willing to, and you end up in situations where it doesn't make any difference what you want. This is what you got. And you can see that's an IS-3 defender, and we managed to get through there with AP pretty handily. He's still angled up nicely there though, but again, straight through the lower glacis, nice and strong. And now we're angling up in case he rolls forward, angling away. We're running out of tanks though, which is a bit of an issue. Really bad shot there by me. If I'm going to take a shot, that's a lesson for young players. If you're going to take a shot from another tank, at least take the time to make sure that the shot you throw goes in. And we use APCR there because I really didn't think he was going to push up far enough for me to get that side shot in. But he did. I've sacrificed my hit point pool here to get rid of that LTTB because Richie's round there on the left and he's already got his hands full. But he, you know, there's actually 2 of them. I probably should have just shot one of these guys and let them deal with it. Trying to get that defender. We get him. We've done a really strong job here. See, now that wasn't heroics by me at all, but it held off a couple of tier 8 heavies and put some damage into some other tanks that was really important. And, I mean, you can't ask a lot more in this kind of gameplay too. Like, there's so many heavy tanks out there. So many heavy tanks. Armor's become a real big thing. Again, like, it's great. It's like back in the day now. It really is. There's so much armor out there that is just really bouncy and hard to pen. And you can see this AT-15A is actually having to low roll and use APCR there, which is another beautiful thing. Like, the T28 Proto's armor didn't save him, but what it did was it made sure that the AT-15A couldn't just pump him completely. And there is going to be a happy ending here. We are going to see an actual win because Rich Raff is going to save us and carry the day in the T6 Dracula, which he absolutely adores, by the way. There you go, the T29. That's my favourite tier 7 heavy tank. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, look out, lots more stuff coming on channel. Going to be some more streams, more podcasts. I hope you enjoyed the Skate Extreme podcast I did. Always good fun to get on and talk to Skatey. Lots more stuff coming up. Good on you, Rich Raff. Very good stuff to see you carry my buttocks there. Until next time, boys and girls, stay safe on the battlefield.